to just have some. Oh, there's a dog, wild dog running. No, not wild. I said wild. Guys, there's this brown dog with a collar on. What the heck? In today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my personal top 8 list of must-haves that every reptile owner should have. So I tried my best to make this list as versatile for all reptile owners as possible, not maybe for only someone who has snakes or only for someone who has turtles. I try to make this very kind of well-rounded so that any reptile owner can watch this and maybe learn a thing or two. So one more quick little disclaimer before I actually get into the list. I'm going to be giving some brands out in this video, but all of these brands are just brands that I pretty much use every single day. None of this is like sponsored or anything like that. So the first product that I think every reptile owner should have are hand warmers. So these are the hand warmers that I use. These are just the Hot Hands brand. It says America's #1 hand warmer or something like that. And I think these 2 packs go for like $2 maybe, I'm not sure. But there's about 2 in every pack, and I have so many of them because I have a lot of reptiles, so God forbid something happened. Now I have these because I did just go through a power outage and I had none of these on hand. I thought I did, but I did not, and I suffered pretty much from that. So I definitely think that Hot Hands is something, even if your power doesn't go out, if you want to take your reptile somewhere for long periods of time, these are great. These particularly last up to 10 hours. The next thing that I think every reptile owner should have is spare bulbs. So this is a 250 infrared bulb, which is a little powerful, but you guys have probably seen this also in my Tractor Supply haul. It says this is the Producer's Pride 250 watt bulb, but heat bulbs and things like UVB bulbs are definitely, or can come in handy if, let's say, your bulb breaks in the middle of a snowstorm, or if your bulb breaks and your store doesn't have any more in stock. Different animals have different needs, so some animals can go long without heat or UVB than others, and it's just always good to have one of these on hand so that my hedgehog Leo, his bulb breaks, he needs heat 24/7, so that would be a disaster. He would try and hibernate, and I could just avoid all of that with just having a spare bulb. So the next thing on my list is an TERRA mister. So not everybody is going to need this, especially if you have more arid dwelling reptiles, but this is something that I use every single day because I have a lot of pets that need misting and humidity, such as my frog, and even daily I just give my bearded dragons like a little mist. I know you can just say like get a regular spray bottle, but this one in particular you can like adjust like the amount of water that comes out and how strong it comes out. And I mean, yeah, so I just think that these are really great if you have pets that need to be misted down. So the next item on this list is actually not something reptile related, but it is just hand sanitizer. So one of the biggest nightmares that any reptile owner can face is mites, as you probably may know if you watch any other common pet YouTubers. But hand sanitizer, I just put this on right after I handle really any pet, but reptiles specifically because they are more prone to carrying mites. If you hold one reptile that has mites and they get on you, and then you go to handle another one, then you're spreading mites, and then you have 2 enclosures, and then you might spread it again, and chances are it's just going to be a horrible nightmare for you. And hand sanitizer usually takes care of that. It's really better to wash your hands, but just to be more convenient, I like to just have hand sanitizer on hand at all times. The next thing on my list are the Zoo Med, I think these are called like the Deluxe 12-inch or something 11-inch tongs. Now these are just metal tongs, and again, you guys are probably like, oh, you can use any tongs, but if someone like me who has like a lot of pets or that needs to feed a lot of crickets and mice and things, these are great because they are long. I would definitely recommend getting a pair of these if you are a reptile hobbyist, or again, like you have any pets that need crickets and things. They're very sturdy, and they also really don't bend out of shape, so you'll have them for a long time. The next item on this list may be a little bit obvious, but some people think that just because they have the right bulbs that their temperatures are going to be proper, which is not true. and that is just a thermometer. So this is a thermometer, obviously, and a lot of people actually do not have thermometers in their tanks because they just assume that since they have the correct lighting, or bulbs rather, that the temperatures and conditions are going to be optimal, which, like I said, is not always the case. A lot of times thermometers can help you identify things like whether your animal is sick or whether it's just cold. So it's just a very good precautionary thing to have, even though it should be mandatory for most people. So if you do not have a thermometer, then you should definitely have a thermometer in your reptile tanks at all times, because they can be indicators of things like health problems or just basic things like needing to get a new heat bulb. The next thing on my list is something that I used not too long ago when I went through the power outage a couple weeks ago, and that is a DIY little heating pad. So I actually have a video for this that you can check out up here. And this is a small one that I have, but I have a bigger one, and I was just heating all of these up because, like I said, I didn't have any hand warmers on hand. These are super easy to make. They're super cheap to make also. You can have a bunch of these, and I recommend having a bunch of these if, let's say, your power goes out or you don't have a heat bulb. There's just a lot of alternatives to keeping your animals warm, and also these have rice on the inside of them, so they hold a lot of heat. And now the last thing on my list is also something that I made, so again, you can check out the video up there in the card, but this is just a DIY pet carrier, but I'm going to be including it on my list as an emergency pet carrier. So during my power outage, I needed to take, it was like after 12 hours, I realized that my animals weren't just going to be fine with the conditions, and now I was just going to hope for the power to come back on. So like I said, I had to start warming them up, and I had to take them out of their enclosures. I put them like in my jacket, buttoned up, to keep them all warm. But for those of them that did not really, could go off of pretty much a heat pad that was smaller, I put them in all of these little carriers, and I had them all around me, and I had them in kind of like one warm area. But yeah, these are good because let's say you have to evacuate, or even again like a power outage, you want to have extra enclosures that you can put your animals in, so if you have to transport them fast, to just have some, oh, there's a dog, wild dog running. No, not wild, I said wild. Guys, there's this brown dog with a collar on. Alright, my neighbor's dog got loose, but they have it now. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. I hope this video did help out some people and maybe give them an idea as to what I use daily. I feel like this list, I can probably make a part 2 if you guys are interested, or if you guys agreed with my list, I can probably find 8 more products that I use regularly. But I didn't want this video to be too long, and I also want to know if you guys would like this type of video. And don't forget that you guys can also subscribe to my channel and turn on your notifications to make sure that you do not miss any more of my future content. If you guys are interested, you guys can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which are just at Curtis Lasane, and see more regular posts and updates of my animals before they hit my YouTube channel. Anyway, like I said, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys in my next one.